So hello guys and welcome to Motor Portal, and today I've got this motorcycle for you, the KTM Adventure 390, which in my opinion is the best sub 400cc adventure tourer there is. And in this video I'll be giving you proper review and riding experience of this motorcycle. So like, share, subscribe, link is in the description for the Instagram handle. And now let's get riding. Okay, so riding the KTM Adventure 390, and the first thing is that this motorcycle is supremely comfortable. It has got a single piece handlebar which is perfectly positioned. The foot pegs are decently rear set, and the seat height is 855 mm, which makes this motorcycle not only comfortable while riding on the road but off the road too. It is really very comfortable. Moving on to the suspension setup of this motorcycle, it has got stiffer suspension when compared to other adventure tourers, but it is quite soft for a KTM. Up front it has got WP Apex USD forks, which has got about 170 mm of travel, and at the back there's an adjustable monoshock with about 177 mm of travel. So it has got good suspension setup. And talking about the handling, this motorcycle handles really very nicely. Up front it has got a 19-inch wheel, and at the back it's wearing a 17-inch. So it is actually very light. It is very flexible and agile, and it corners really nicely and with a lot of control. Now the KTM 390 Adventure is one of those motorcycles which is almost loaded to the brim when it comes to features and technology. It has got a switchable cornering ABS, it has got traction control, it has got bi-directional quick shifter, and this beautiful TFT display. It just looks beautiful even in the year 2023. Now all these features work brilliantly when they are in their mood, but sometimes they are really very annoying, like the quick shifter. It likes to shift at higher RPM, and at lower RPM it's extremely jerky and it cuts off the throttle abruptly, so it's really very annoying at times. But you know what works perfectly in this motorcycle? That's this engine. This motorcycle uses the same 373.5cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled motor from the Duke and the RC390, and this is almost a legend now. It works so nicely. It is an effortless motor. It makes power everywhere. The low end is really shit, the mid range is super strong, and the top end is almost addictive. It just rushes to the red line of 10,000 RPM. It is really fun. If I talk about the specs of this engine, it produces about 43.5 bhp and 37 Newton meters of torque, and it is quick. Cruising at 120-130, it can do it all day long without any effort. And if I talk about the acceleration timings of this motorcycle, it goes from 0 to 100 in about 5.7 seconds. So it is almost as quick as the Duke and the RC, and it has got a top speed of about 165 kilometers per hour, which makes it really fast. For context, it is about 1.5 seconds quicker than the GS, and about 6.5 seconds quicker than the Himalayan, and about 3.5 seconds quicker than its own sibling, the Adventure 250, which makes this motorcycle really very fast in this segment. So you now know that the Adventure 390 is really fast, it's quick, but does it stop as well as it goes? And the answer is yes. It has got brilliant brakes. It has got a 320mm rotor at the front, a 240mm rotor at the back, brakes from Bybri, and up front it's using centered Brembo brake pads, and the braking performance is crisp. It just stops. The brake bite is fierce, it's crisp. Now a lot of people complain about the Adventure 390's off-road capabilities. Well, to be honest, this is very much a soft-roader. It handles off-road terrain decently well because of its equipment, like the long travel suspension, the taller front wheel, and the ground clearance of about 200 mm. It copes up decently well, but it is no ways a hardcore off-roader like the Himalayan and the X-Pulse. Okay, so now it's time for a quick acceleration test on the KTM Adventure 390. Let's start it up. Doesn't sound all that interesting, but let's see how fast it is or how quick it is. So let me just show you the ergonomics of the KTM Adventure 390. And as I said, this is a very comfortable motorcycle. The only issue is the handlebar placement. It is a bit lowered, so while saddling, this is not the most comfortable motorcycle, and handlebar risers is the way to go. So this right here is the motorcycle, the KTM Adventure 390, and it looks big. It's very much a KTM. Let's start with the front fascia of this motorcycle, and up front it has got this big adjustable windscreen visor, the LED headlamp, KTM LED indicators, handguards, and these rear view mirrors are from the Husqvarna motorcycle. These are not the stock ones, but they look decent. And this right here is the suspension of this motorcycle, and it has got white wrap on them with the WP suspension sticker. This is the front fender of this motorcycle. This is the big 19-inch front rim, and the tire size is 190/19. The size of the rotor is 320 mm, and the caliper is from Bibri. Moving on to the side profile again, it looks really good from the side. The stance is brilliant. It has got this fuel tank which is 14 liters. The seat is very long and it is a split seat. It is very comfortable for both the rider and the pillion. This is the foot peg which has got rubber padding on, and this is a removable rubber padding. This is the gear lever, and this right here is the crash guard of this motorcycle, which is actually quite sturdy. KTM engraved on the side, and 390 sticker, KTM sticker on the side. It looks really good, the livery, and overall the color scheme is also very interesting. This is the foot peg for the rear passenger. It has got rubber padding on. This is the 390 Adventure sticker. The seat has also got the KTM logo on. It looks very premium. The attention to detail is actually quite good. The tail lamp is really minimalistic. It has got LED indicators, and this is the rear mudguard of this motorcycle. The tire size at the back is 17-inch, and the tire size is 130/80/17. So this is not the most widest tire, and it is using Metzeler Torrens tires on both the ends. These are very good tires, both in terms of grip and longevity. Size of the rear disc is 240 mm, and the brake bite is also quite good. This is the exhaust of this motorcycle, which is not that interesting to look at because it's thin, it's flat, and it solves the purpose. So now let me just show you the interesting bit of this motorcycle, the instrument console. So let's turn it on. Ready to race, and this is the instrument console of this motorcycle. It is a color TFT display, and on the top it shows all the warnings like the side stand and the kill switch. The currently kill switch is on, so let's turn it off, and now it's showing the side stand warning. So on this side it has got the speedo, the gear position indicator, this is the tachometer, this is the time, this is the temperature gauge, the fuel gauge, and the riding modes like it's currently on street mode, ABS is on road mode, and the traction control is on. This is the engine check light, the ABS light, the traction control light, and all the warning lights on this side too. It is a very loaded display. It has got twin trip meters like this. It has got trip 1, the average speed, fuel consumption, the trip time, the date, the battery volt, and the fuel range. It is very loaded, and using these buttons you can toggle through this display. You can set all the other information like riding modes. So it's street mode, off-road mode, and motorcycle, ABS setting, traction control setting, quick shifter setting. You can turn these settings on, and other settings like Bluetooth, display theme, and shift light, clock, units, and all that. You can do a lot of stuff on this motorcycle. The only thing that does not work all that nicely is the Bluetooth connectivity of this console. It does not connect to the phone really easily, and both the apps on the Android and the iOS are almost shit. It has also got this 12-volt charging socket here, so that's convenient. They have provided the provision to mount your phone. The overall quality of the switchgear is actually quite good. It has got these buttons which feel really nice to operate. The indicator button, this is the high beam flasher, and this is the high beam, low beam, and the flasher. The KTM grips, which are really nice in terms of quality. The clutch lever is actually of quite good quality, and it has got adjustability, as you can see, and adjustability on the brake lever too, as you can see. This is the kill switch. The starter, it has got a one-touch starter. It starts in one touch, and that's really convenient. This is the handlebar, which is of nice quality, and it has got KTM engraved on it, so it is attention to detail again. Overall, the KTM Adventure 390 has got good amount of quality, and it is a very nicely finished motorcycle. So now let's listen to the not so interesting exhaust note of the KTM Adventure 390 and let's start it up. The idle sound and now let's rev it. Sound in the mid RPM is quite good, but the idle sound is not that interesting. Okay, so now comes the conclusion part of this video. Should you buy the Adventure 390? Well, I rode the BMW G310-GS a few months back and uploaded a review video of that motorcycle. And in the conclusion of that motorcycles video, I said that if you're considering the BMW G310-GS, you should consider the Adventure 390 too, because in my books it is an overall better motorcycle. It has got more power, it has got loads of features, and well, it is a cheaper motorcycle to maintain in the long run. The Adventure 390 is really the best sub 400cc adventure tourer there is. So this was my review of the KTM Adventure 390, a brilliant motorcycle for touring. And yeah, that was it. Like, share and subscribe, link is in the description for the Instagram handle, and as always, ride safe and keep riding hard.